welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is going to be a new series in which I give you guys a little play off of the best blank I've ever read series. So I am starting a new series here on the channel in which I want to collab and, collaborate. That's what collab means for those shortening the word there. I want to collab with some extraordinary people every single month to put out a video and things like that. So this month I asked some of my amazing, I guess you could say female, because I think everyone identifies as female, that I asked, group of friends to send me a clip of their favorite female characters, and I asked that they gave me one female character in which they felt really speaks to them and that exudes strength and courage and tenacity and independence and just love. I mean, they just all those attributes, a super strong female character. So let's go into and let's see what everyone decided was a female character that spoke all those things to them.
Hey there, my name is Brie from In Love and Words, and the best female main character I've ever read is Harper from A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This was one of my favorite books of last year. If you're somehow not familiar with this book, it's a reimagining of Beauty and the Beast. One of the main reasons why I love it so much is because of the characters, and of course the main character is Harper. Harper is a force to be reckoned with. But unlike a lot of YA fantasy heroines, she's not an in-your-face, fierce heroine. She doesn't have any powers. Before she's even thrown into this fantastical world, she's actually very sheltered because she has cerebral palsy. Her brother and her family coddle her quite a bit, so she's never really given the chance to shine. But once she's thrown into this fantastical world and she is thrown into seemingly impossible situations, that's when she really comes into her own. Her disability doesn't define her, even though a lot of outside influences think that it does. She doesn't let it get in the way of what she wants or what she thinks is right. I loved watching her find herself and find her strength within herself. I also love how she goes from the person that people are constantly trying to protect to the person that is igniting armies. And not by some fierce show of physical strength, it's by the power of her voice and her influence over others and her charisma. And beyond all that, beyond all of the bigger fantastical things, she also has an awesome, very low-key sense of humor. She's one of those people who will say things under her breath, and if you're not really listening, you'll miss it. So it just made the entire reading experience really fun. Even though the plot of this book is a little bit slower, the characters were so good, and the main character Harper is so good. And that is why she is one of my favorite female main characters.
My name is India, and I am so excited to be a part of Steph's video best female main character I've ever had. Cue Drake music. Girl, you are my everything. You all I ever wanted. Anyway, my name is India from Life is a Page Turner, and today I'm kind of cheating, but I've got two books for you that were my best main characters I've ever read. At least recently, these are sticking with me a lot. If you know me from Steph or from my channel, then you know I'm in love with Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Chloe Brown is, I absolutely love her. She deals with an invisible disability, with chronic pain and fibromyalgia, but through it all, she still decides to essentially get a life and use a list to try out new things and go out and do new things and just become an amazing, even more amazing woman than she already is, and also opens herself up to love in unexpected places. So I absolutely love this book by Talia Hibbert. Definitely go and check it out. And then for my fantasy friends, whew, this heavy thing. House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Bryce Quinlan, she goes through some crazy trauma in this book and finds a way to fight through it and to overcome and to help those she loves the most. She is constantly, even through all her physical and emotional pain, she is constantly looking out for others, looking out for the weak, and looking out for people who can't look out for themselves by putting herself in danger to help save them. She also she pushes through a lot of her trauma and a lot of her depression, and also is able to find love and open herself back up again for that as well. So these are my two favorites right now, currently, that I probably won't stop gushing about for a while, for my best ever female main character. So that is it for me, y'all. Again, my name is India from Life is a Page Turner, and thank you so much, Steph, for including me in your video. Until next time, keep turning the pages.
Hello, my name's Isabel and I'm from the channel Happy for Now, where I talk about romance books. Surprise, surprise, I know. But I am so excited for this collab and I wanted to share my best female main characters. Stephanie posed this to our group chat and I was like, I think I know, like immediately. And I noodled over it for a little while and I came back to the exact same character. So I'm pretty pleased with who I picked. This is someone that I super identify with as a character, and a lot of her traits and life stuff. And it was an easy pick because it's one of my like all-time favorite authors who like pretty much, I think every book by her I've read has been a 4 or 5-star read. Like I have never rated anything by her a 3-star. And that character is Portia from A Duke by Default. She is so incredible. I often don't feel like I would meet this character in real life, but Portia to me was that character that I could see myself meeting in person, and the character that I personally identify with because I too have ADD like her, and just some of the struggles in life, like figuring out what you want to do with yourself and how to identify yourself outside of these expectations people set for you, was beautiful. I just loved her so, so much. Portia is utterly delightful in A Duke by Default and gets the redemption arc she deserves and finds love with a amazing silver fox of a man that turns out to be a duke. So you really can't go wrong. If you haven't read the Reluctant Royal series, I really can't recommend it enough. It is a great jumping off point into Alyssa Cole's backlist of titles, and also these covers are all stunning, like so stunning. So that's my best ever female MC.
Hey guys, it's Ashley from Ashtar Books, and I'm here today to share my best I've ever read female main character. So obviously there are so many amazing female characters, but this one just really popped out at me. I also recently reread the series, so maybe that's why it's kind of on my mind. But my favorite female main character is Talia, or Kat as she goes by in this book from the Kingmaker Chronicles by Amanda Bouchet. This is one of my all-time favorite fantasy romance series. I just think you can't go wrong with this series. It has magic and it has action. It has a really, really swoony, like perfect romance between her and Griffin. And Kat herself, to me, is just so fierce. She's loyal. When we find her, she is a soothsayer in this like traveling circus, and you kind of don't know what you're getting when you meet her, and you kind of slowly through this book series has 3 books. So throughout the 3 books, you really kind of peel back her layers and get to see who she really is, and you kind of find out more about her maybe abilities or powers. Maybe she has things that she's not letting on about. And I think it's really fun to me when you have a character like that who you don't know quite who she is at the beginning, and by the end the character growth is just so amazing. I love Kat. She's funny too. She's witty. She's very like sarcastic, and I like that in my characters. These books just like are perfect for me, and a big part of that is Kat.
Hi BookTube, I'm Sara and my channel is called Steeped in Books, and today I'm here to share with you my favorite female protagonist in a romance novel. It's not just one romance novel that this character appears in. It's actually a series. And that series is The Lakeshore Chronicles by Susan Wiggs. This series holds a very special place in my heart because it is truly the very first contemporary romance series that I ever read, and it's what really made me fall in love with that genre. The series features a character by the name of Daisy Bellamy, and you meet her in the first book, Summer at Willow Lake. In Summer at Willow Lake, Daisy is an angry 13-year-old girl. Her parents have just divorced, and she is doing the typical teenage hijinks to get her mom and dad's attention. She is smoking, she is sneaking out with boys, you know the drill. As the series itself progresses, not just that novel, because that novel only takes place over the course of a single summer, but as the series itself progresses, you watch Daisy grow, and you watch Daisy's story begin to unfold. There is a lot going on with this character, so much so that towards the end of the series, I remember being on message boards for Susan Wiggs, and seeing people begging for Daisy's story, and eventually we got what we wanted with marrying Daisy Bellamy. That comes a little bit later in the series. I think it might be book 7 or 8. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we finally got grown-up Daisy and her own story. And all the books that preceded that one, where Daisy makes an appearance, like I said, you watch her grow and her story unfold. She has some things that happen to her. I do not want to give anything away. This is an older series, so if you have not picked it up yet, I highly encourage you to do so. Summer at Willow Lake is in my top 10 books of all time. It is an absolutely wonderful story, but Daisy is the character that sticks out heads to tails. You know, she is just such a wonderful character. She has her flaws. She's not perfect, but to really see a character grow that way is magical. And you don't get that in a lot of books. You'll pick up a book, even if it's part of a series, and you're introduced to a character on that first page, and you watch the character grow throughout the course of that story. But it's not the same as watching a character literally grow up in front of your eyes to see her get her own story at the very end, and it's absolutely wonderful. And again, I highly recommend the Lakeshore Chronicles series. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.
Hi guys, my name is Chloe and my channel name is Always Booked, and today I'm here to tell you about one of my favorite female main characters. So this book is going to come as no surprise to most of you because I have been talking about this book quite a bit lately because I just love it. So the book is Eleanor in Grey by Brittainy C. Cherry, and my favorite main character is, of course, Eleanor. So the book starts when she's a teenager, and she's very bookish and very kind of quiet. At a party, she likes to be the one in the corner reading her book, and that was not me as a teenager, but it is definitely me now as a 30-year-old. I would rather be home with my books than really doing anything else, especially in the evening hours. So I could really relate to that part, and then she also went through some really hard times with her mother as a teenager, and I have been through similar times with my mom, and so this was very relatable in that regard. And then her family moves away. She becomes friends with Grayson before she leaves. Her and her family move away, and then many years later, as an adult, she comes back and she goes to interview for a nanny job. Come to find out, it's for Gray. So then, as an adult and as a nanny, he has 2 girls that she nannies for. And the way Eleanor is just like a mama bear to these girls just warmed my heart. Like, I have one daughter right now, and I'm currently pregnant with another child. And so I just loved seeing the way that, like, she was not their biological mother, but she was a mother. She was very just fiery and would not let these girls get hurt. And I loved that. She also was really great with Grayson because he has turned into a kind of a dark, broody guy, and we don't really know why until later in the book. And she tiptoes around him in a way, but she really pushes him to, like, not be a jerk. You know, she pushes his limits and kind of tries to tap into that softer side that she knows is there because she knows this guy. So I just loved, she was not afraid of anything really, and she was just loved fiercely, and she was just a wonderful main character. So if you have not read this book, I would highly recommend you check it out. And if you have read it, let me know what you think about Eleanor. Was she one of your favorites? So definitely give this one a try, and that's it. Thanks for watching.
Alrighty, we're back. hopefully I had a couple people that actually wanted to participate in this with me, and I hope that the characters are freaking awesome. Because I pre-filmed this and then I put everything together, that's just, I don't know what everyone else is saying. So it was time to come down and figure out mine, right? And I have read so many amazing female characters that it was super hard for me to sort of choose just one. I ended up choosing just one book that I'm going to tell you guys about, of a female character that just really spoke to me with all those characteristics that I named off in the beginning of the video. And there's so much about this character that I really felt their story. It took me a little while longer to read the story than I normally do. I arc read for this character and for this book, but it super spoke to me because I had been in the situation that this character had gone through, and I knew sort of the backlash that went with it, and I knew I could understand and relate and feel all the things that the character was going through. So without further ado, the book and the character that I'm talking about is Iris from Hookshot by Kennedy Ryan. This story is so realistic, and it just spoke to me. Iris is a character that is not flighty, but very spiritual, and she took a long time to find her way. She had to deal with some sexual abuse within her childhood. She's also a African American female, and in that, I really sort of understood the things that she ends up going with. This definitely talks about the stigmatism around mental health help that comes with traumatic situations of that nature, and I just loved the evolution of Iris and how she didn't overcome but starts to really take note and understanding, and sort of is able to understand how and what her triggers are, how to deal with those triggers when they end up happening to her or when she is triggered. And I just loved this story oh so much and felt it oh so much. And Iris will always be one of the female characters that just exudes strength and courage and independence and just love for me. So if you haven't read this book yet, I definitely think you should. And it's realistic, and Kennedy Ryan put her foot into the research that went along with it, and it feels real. It feels like you're reading about maybe a friend or something like that, and just yes, so many yeses, definitely. Alrighty. Other than that, I hope that you will go out and check out some of these strong, amazing female characters that have been suggested, and I hope you enjoy them as much as my fellow friends have, as well as I have. So thank you for watching. Thank you to my co-conspirators, my collab partners that have taken time out of their day to, suggest a female character for you guys. It is Women's Month, the month of March, and I hope that, a lot of people are doing these videos for female characters. If you like this series, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up so that I can continue on with the series. Also, comment down in the comment section if there is a topic that you guys want me to sort of do this series for. I hope to complete or continue on with this series. It'll depend on the views, of course. If you guys like it, please continue to watch it and, spread it around, share it with your friends, and go check out the channels of my collab partners because they may have some information or they may have some books recommendations that you like as well. So, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. I have a book recommendation video or form down there as well now, and all you need is the book, whatchamacallit, book title, book author, and book genre, and then if you could leave your name on the form or how you want to be addressed on the form so that I can shout you out if I end up reading a book that is recommended to me. So thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.